Well. It is lovely to see you all, folks. It is I, the Tactical Brit. It is time to crack open a lovely 10EZ and do some shooting. Bloody love to see it. A little later start today. Had some stuff yesterday. I had some paddle, caught up with Rue a bit, had some calls to make, and here we are, boss. So it's good to see you all, and I hope you're all doing well. We're going to be doing some brooding, and then I'm going to try and unlock the EF-88. And we have instantly been mortared because this game is utter... Bro, you've got to be kidding me. What are we doing? What are we doing, Dice?
We need defensive support on the marked objective. Be advised, Alpha is under attack.
What are we playing at? I mean, these guys should be pretty easily deletable. Oh my word. We're flying through the baddies. I hope that my teammate statistically understands that I've got no chance of getting him a res there. Very unfortunate dismount for that geezer. So far so good. We've got some counter-mortaring finally going. Ah, Graham, good morning. Can't believe I didn't hear that guy. Turn off the Steam overlay FPS. In-game performance monitor off. There we go. Oh my word, I've been battered. Up in here. Getting battered time and time again. Instant need to work. Seen that message before, yeah, I know. They love flying around, don't they? We just love your content so much. We promise. Oh, no way have I been GL'd at close range. FRC, good to see you. Is there an audible difference between death and death? Yeah, I mean, sort of. Like, death is death, and death is death. Like, there's a to it, as opposed to a Oh, you know what I mean? I have an idea. I like what these guys are doing up here, actually, so I'm not gonna ruin their fun. Please don't pay attention to me on the roof, sir. Oh, fair play to the geezer next to him. The geezer next to him has just absolutely battered me on his behalf. It is the broad. We have got the broad available to us. I might do some Cairo Bazaar with the broad, actually. I feel like that would be quite a good map for it. Mr. Samurai, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Olaf, good to see you. Long time no see, boss. Hope you're doing well. Oh, these bloody mortars, bro. I hate them. Last day of the holiday. Ah, lovely. Hey, player, lovely to see you. It's been freezing 4 degrees here in Australia. Bloody hell, that's chilly for Aussie land. That is chilly for Aussie land. Do I just push this building for the love of the game?
Get back to your team.
Bastard. Up in here getting battered. Scouts Louis, good to see you, boss. Xbox decided to be trash day, lost their server. There seems to be a lot of that going down. Didn't PlayStation have a server outage the other day as well? I mean, it's certainly an argument that I would find quite interesting, because you'd think that... You would think that, like... What's the word I'm looking for? Like... You would assume that... One of the arguments against full digital, and one of the arguments against companies like PlayStation and Xbox only having their respective game platforms available on their consoles, is that... Hypothetically, if there is a mass outage, there is, you know... Hypothetically, if there's a mass outage, like, they are the only servers to play. I like that his username was technically jobless. When you really think about it. So it's certainly an interesting conversation. I do wonder... I mean, honestly, Torbis, what isn't written by AI these days? I'll tell you what, this is my crash out of the week, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, welcome. My crash out of the week is that, God forbid, I don't know whether it's ChatGPT, Google Gemini, whatever it so happens to be. Like, there is a specific font that looks like somebody using, like, somewhere between chalk and a marker, like a felt marker. And it is on every AI-generated fast food restaurant website, on every single AI-generated content creator thing, and it is awful. It's like a specific font where it's like burgers with a big S, and I'm just like, bro, what is this? Like, it's gotten to a point where if I see that font, I just assume that the whoever is supplying the goods is terrible. You guys know what I'm talking about here. It's like a new burger place, like a smash burger place opens up, and they've all got the exact same font. And it's this heartless, god-awful, AI-generated font that literally looks terrible, and it looks like somebody just took a stencil marker and wrote on a wall. But for some reason, people look at that and go, you know what, mate, that's a bit of me. We give you the best fries. I saw the same one with kebab. It's everywhere, bro. I'm telling you, it's like ChatGPT chose a font and said, that's our font now.
I need a fucking medic!
That is my crash out of the week. If you just missed it, my crash out of the week is just literally whatever terrible ChatGPT font that has been used for every single burger shop, kebab shop, every single somebody planning a physio, a sports thing, your local PT. They're all using the same AI generation with the same font, and it looks absolutely hideous. See, one thing I really liked this week is that Google has moved their AI responses off of the search engine.
Lachlan, you can't!
Soup Dealer, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you, boss. Like, Google now makes you go to a separate tab if you want a Gemini prompted response, which I think is fantastic.
Objective marked. Need you supporting the attack.
What kind of soup are you dealing? That is a great question. If you had a preference of soup to deal, what would the soup be? Also, are you like showing up to people's houses in like some sort of, you know, a detective's jacket with just like you pull open the sleeve and it's just 4 lots of soup in some sort of cling film? These are the questions we have to ask. Tom Yum is probably my #1, and honestly, I get behind that. Me, Stoddy, and Westy actually went to a Thai restaurant the other day. Thai food just hits different. Honestly, valid. Not a bad round. Dip the CPU program, save it. So now that I know that my now that I know my PC isn't crashing to general instability, I need to actually re-enable like having a powerful PC again. Because like I've done all of these things where I've like disabled RAM overclocking in places. I've re-enabled RAM obviously, but like, you know, precision boost overdrive, all of these things, I've scaled them all back because I was trying to figure out what was the course of the crash. Do you know what I mean? And now I know that that isn't the case. Now that I know that that isn't the case, I can go back to just absolutely like full sending max performance. The only difficulty with Battlefield is that hey there, Silly Goose, good to see you, boss. Aaron, good to see you. The only thing with Battlefield is that Battlefield, I've now managed to set it so that it uses the correct CCD for my PC. Because the one issue with having a 9950 X3D is that it always does, it doesn't know which core to use. It doesn't know which core to park on. So now that I've set it to the correct one, I should get more performance when I go back into PBO and actually overclock the thing. I swear it's an AMD thing. Yeah, it is, yeah. It's specifically a 9950 X3D thing. My crashing was related to my capture card, Collier, so I wouldn't be able to help you. Like, the issue with the 9950 X3D is that the game... Like, there's two 3DV caches, and if it uses the wrong one, you can lose, like, 80 frames. Ah, bending unit. Bender Rodriguez. The bending unit is in my squad.
Be advised, hostiles have established multiple defensive positions. Attack by sector and capture their territory.
Bender Bending Rodriguez. So yeah. Now I can actually go back to souping out my PC to like maximum feasible performance.
Listen up, there's a hostile vehicle operating south of your current position. Attack support is needed on the marked objective. Bravo has been neutralized.
Oh my word, I managed to backline it. I've never once thought of just swimming to the other side. Well, there you go. Now you have. Now you have. Unfortunately, my my beacon didn't survive, but I think we'll make something happen here. I mean, we're capping all right. Oh, it finally shot me. Kept dodging that guy, and he finally shot me. 57X 3D myself, slammed at 100%. Do have an AIO, though. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Battlefield for me uses about 30% of my CPU, which honestly feels low. I probably need to try and get more CPU utilization out of it, if anything.
Support on the marked objective.
We have taken the sector. Forces are retreating.
There is a driver issue right now, Collier, with Nvidia. So I know that much.
Fuck! Need a medic!
Alright, managed to capture the sector, which is arguably half the battle. Yeah, I'm enjoying the new map chord. Good to see you, boss. Hope you're doing well.
Attention! We're attacking objective Bravo.
I hate how inconsistent the ladder is, man. That ladder gets me killed so many times, or I'm just trying to get it up. And it's just like, nope, 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 mission failed, nope.
We now control Bravo.
Oh my word. Get it up. Pause. I have difficulty getting it. Guys, not like that, for Christ's sake, bro. What are you talking about? I'm talking about my inability to get it up. I mean, God. Look, as you guys can see, I'm really good at performing under pressure. All right? That's not a problem. Oh, get spit on! Oh, I missed at the end. Might need to speak to my doctor about it. Something like that, yeah. Sometimes it just won't go up when you want it to. I mean, honestly. And you gotta ask yourself, where is Paul Pogba in all of this? I'm really hoping this guy beats me off. Beat me off, Price. Top lap. Bosh. You managed to mess up your lower... Well, if you messed up a lower back muscle, an X-ray won't help you at all. You'll need an MRI. If you think you messed up your spine, then X-ray away. But I believe it was the great General Mao who once said, "Stop being a pussy, bro." Be nice if I could play Battlefield 6 on my Xbox and Microsoft fix your service. Sticky one still, isn't it? Doesn't this water just make you want to go for a swim? Okay, I'm having difficulty tap firing my shit right now.
Alpha has been captured by hostiles.
Okay, now I did batter them off the point incredibly well there. I've been here getting battered. You missed the bug tank shells? I heard about those. They sounded incredibly scuffed. Mate, if my team don't push up, I'm going to lose my mind. I've literally pushed them into their own spawn. Have I seen Jack and Thomas' boat escapades? I have indeed. It was quite, I mean, you're going to see our helicopter escapades on the channel soon. So we ISO one kill, then this guy's going to look, and then we ISO that kill, then the third's going to come out and have fun. And then we try and ISO that kill. You missed Vietnam, yeah. You did indeed miss Vietnam. Vietnam, as I like to call it. Yeah, I've heard about this whole trigger attachment bug thing. None of that really surprises me. My goal for the rest of the year, now that I've done the office move, is to get heavily back on top of long-form content. I'm thinking sort of about 3 or 4 videos a week. They fixed the headshot multi. I mean, that's nice. Whoa. Oh lord, we stretching. Enjoyed the settings video, helped a lot. I'm glad. Unfortunately, Battlefield requires a PhD in order to play it properly on a controller, which is really unfortunate. I mean, it's great for me in terms of making videos. I hate that they get a traverser here. I actually genuinely believe a lot of Battlefield's problems would be solved today if they made it so that you can't spawn on traversers and you can't spawn on LAVs. Because I think that really skews the balance.
Get your heads down. There's an enemy sniper in your area.
Return to combat.
Oh, you're so jammy. I would have had that. I would have had that beacon down in a perfect spot there.
Be advised, enemy sniper confirmed in your area.
Just gonna try and push it up some more here instead. It's the same Belland who keeps looking up. Like, stop doing that. Oh, of course, Darth Jesus. How could I forget?
Alpha has been captured by hostiles.
Oh, this guy's such a melt, man. Why are you even there, bro? We don't win this if we don't get rid of that traverser, and it's really annoying me.
Be advised, enemy forces have captured Alpha.
Oh my god, why are you both prone there? You're prone with a bloody KTS, bro! You're using the lowest CTK LMG in the game! You're shagging a floor! Oh my god, dude. I need engineers, bro. I've got no engineers dealing with this traverser.
Been severely depleted.
It's all well and good just, like, attacking and attacking and attacking, but, like, we don't kill the traverser, we're not getting this point. So I mean, because the traverser just sits there and they just keep spawning. We've lost GG. Aye, bro.
A tactical Brit, eh? How'd a Muppet with a name like yours get through selection?
Venom, thank you very much for the 30 months, boss. There's only so much I can do in these situations, bro. It's just the traverser. We killed the traverser, we would have captured the point, but my team have no brain cells. Right, I'm not going through the waiting screen for that. Right, let's do some conquest. I don't even think those points are that difficult to capture. You just have to get rid of the traverser. I remember in the early builds of Battlefield 6 when you could take an RPG and an air launcher at the same time. Truly peak gameplay. The streets will never forget. Nice. Yeah, I haven't sniped in a while. Take me back to Karkand. I mean, honestly, what a throwback. Been a while since I've sniped. Should be fun. Danny Welbeck? Surely not. I mean, look, if Xavi Alonso wants him, Xavi Alonso wants him, but it's a curious choice for me personally, boss.
All right, we have secured Bravo.
You gotta be putting by that good, Morley, surely. I mean, guy's about to crash that, probably. Guessing his backup? I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not impossible.
Be advised, enemies are attacking Bravo.
Mortaring from the top of a roof is certainly a choice.
Objective Charlie has been seized by hostiles. Objective Mark.
Yeah, I really like Tsuru Reef then. It's a fun map, I think.
Enemy attack is underway on
Bit more room to breathe. Not constantly in the thick of it.
Objective Golf is under control. Hostiles attack confirmed on Alpha. We have an early advantage. Mission is on target. Objective Hotel is under enemy control. Be advised, we no longer control Alpha.
We have an enemy sniper located in the mission area. Stay down.
Cinema, isn't it? Not much I can do with that. I need to see this Danny Welbeck business.
Objective marked. Support the attack.
Interesting. How old is Danny Welbeck now? I mean, Jackson must be going. Jackson must be being sold. I mean, I heard Villa allegedly were in for Jackson. So I just want to check if this is possible. Not quite as possible as I thought. There is a way that I would like to... So there is a way to bail out of your helicopter, bail out of your jet when you tilt it downward that lets you ride the jet. But I need to figure out the exact ins and outs of it. I did technically just bail a jet though, that was on me. He's in his 30s? Interesting. You do it upwards. I feel like that makes more sense, Torbis. I should really test these things in the middle of a firing range instead of in the middle of a game, but...
We're attacking objective Bravo. We're still winning the fight. Our strategy is working.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, interesting.
We are engaging objective Alpha.
Yeah, well, like, sorry, that guy's just fired a pistol right next to me and made no audio. You guys heard that, right? Like, bro just made no sound.
Objective Echo neutralized.
That goes a little bad.
Control objective Echo. All right, we are targeting objective Bravo.
Yeah, I'll have to vector upward and give it a try.
The enemy still hold more objectives. We must take action.
Yeah, it's good fun, King Alex. I'm having a really good time with it personally. What's up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I mean, I view Welbeck as a good backup option to have as a striker, but we have so much dead wood to get rid of. I mean, we're all assuming that João Pedro will obviously be the out-and-out 9 for Chelsea.
Bravo is under control. Hostile forces are attacking Charlie. Cover line! Defensive position is needed on the marked objective. Be advised, we have experienced an early setback. Refocus and counter.
It's becoming a difficult to peak location.
The enemy still control more objectives. Regroup and attack. Contact enemy tank! Contact enemy tank!
Yeah, I fire and aim with bumpers. I've always been a bumper shooter, AK.
They're attacking objective Bravo.
That guy's character velocity was really putting himself up for a second.
Enemy sniper confirmed in your area.
What do you think of Delap? I think Delap's awful, mate. I'll be honest with you. I'm usually the kind of guy who's like, give him a season, give him 2, but with Delap, I don't see the potential. I'm usually the first person to tell you, look, don't judge a player on their first season, judge them on their second. But with Liam Delap, I see nothing worth judging. If I was him, if I was us, I would get him off to the first championship team that'll take him for whatever money we'll get for him. But knowing our luck, and Chelsea in particular, we'll sell him to somebody and he'll start banging in 30 goals a year.
We have initiated our attack on Alpha. Our troops have neutralized Echo.
Yeah, Palmer, Rogers, and Pedro is the front three for sure. And that's a scary front three when you think about it.
Targeting objective Bravo. Objective Alpha has been neutralized.
Because I still think João Pedro has a higher ceiling than what he's shown us so far.
We must take action.
I mean, he's definitely taken his time to get used to the physicality of the Premier League. Sorry, who is it trying to snipe me? Oh, I see.
We have captured Alpha.
I like Neto. This is the thing. I think Neto is... I think his final third product could have been better last season. But I also think he was struggling having a system where there wasn't an out-and-out number 9 that he was supposed to be feeding. So I wouldn't necessarily get rid of Pedro Neto, personally. I just think, you know, there needs to be a role adjustment. And also, Pedro Neto just gives you, like, this blazingly quick pace for counter-attacking football, which I think is a useful profile of player to have. You know, for me, I think having lots of various profiles of player to give you flexibility on what you can do is as important in some places. Should have really killed that guy mid-air. Kind of poor on my behalf. Time to talk about the... Well, I'm looking forward to the NFL season. Has Max Crosby signed for a new team yet? Or is that still all up in the air? Because I'm telling you, I would give my left nut to see Max Crosby at the Jags. Like that front... like 5-man box with Max Crosby at the Jags, I don't think you'd lose a game. Ever. Got tickets for Eagles Jags in autumn. I think I got Texans Jags. Which one's at Wembley? If it's Texans Jags, I will be at that one. I got the one that's at Wembley just because it's easier for me. Yeah. So I will be at that one. Listen, I'm going to try to be really nice to the Jags social media team and see if they'll be nice to me too. Like, guys, you know how, like, you don't really know anybody who likes you in the UK? I've got you, boss. I need Jaden Daniels come back here. I mean, Jaden Daniels has a good ceiling, I think. Can't wait to see Garrett on the Rams as well. I know, that's actually crazy. That's actually nuts when you think about it. Now, I'm looking forward to the NFL season. Trust me, that 55-inch LG OLED behind me on Sundays. You're gonna catch me editing on Sundays, right? I'll have my MacBook, like, here. Or, like, I'll just sit in my chair, edit on this monitor, and be watching the NFL on that one. Bastard. 7 hours of not really commercial free football anymore, but, you know, you get the point. So we're saying vector, thrust vector upwards is what we're saying now. So, like, go like that and then bail. Ah, no, that didn't work at all. Yeah, I really need to stop trying that out in the middle of a game. I'm dead. Goodbye. Realistically, how big do you think the NFL can get in the UK? I think the problem for the NFL, right, and this will always be the problem, there are teams in the NFL that just objectively suck and aren't going to get any better. And their viewership, because they objectively suck, is poor. They don't sell tickets very well. Their stadiums are empty. You know, you can look at the Panthers over the years. You can look at the Saints over the last couple of years. Like, there have been a lot of teams that have had some really big down periods. And those bum-ass teams can come to the UK and sell out a 90,000 ticket stadium. So, I don't think it's long before you see an NFL team in the UK, because logistically for East Coast teams, it isn't that difficult. And I think what a lot of people don't understand, and probably never will understand or never care to understand, is that the NFL is still a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the size of something like Premier League football. Like, a big Premier League football game in the UK can globally pull 1.5 billion viewers. 1.2, 1 billion viewers. Like a big league rivalry, like a Chelsea Arsenal or Man City Man United, that can pull nearly 1 billion viewers worldwide. The NFL's biggest game of the year can only pull 400 or 500 million people, and that's their penultimate game of the year that casuals watch. So if I'm the NFL, you've got a massive audience in Germany, you've got a massive audience in London, you want your game to have more worldwide appeal. You've got the NFL Academy in London now, you've got the NFL Academy in Sydney as well. And then on top of all of this, you've now got the ELF and the EFA leagues, which are European leagues, that now have professional teams in Europe and in the UK. If I'm the NFL, I'm putting an NFL team in London. And it's going to be a really terrible team whose fan base have given up. You take a team that has just fundamentally fallen apart, like, you know, the Jets a couple of years ago, and then you give them a London franchise, they will pull... I mean, this is the thing. I am a Jags fan right now, you know? But if an NFL team came to London tomorrow, I'd support them. I would still support the Jags to a certain extent, but I would support my new local team. And I would buy a season ticket, and I would do it. I would buy a season ticket and I'd go to every game. 100%. And I know many of my friends who are, you know, Green Bay fans, Cincinnati fans, like that, wherever fan base they so happen to be. We all know that if a team came to London, we would watch them. You know? We would become season tickets. We would pay to go to their games. We would support that team in particular. God just got peppered. What do you think the team in London would be called? It would have to have some kind of, like, it would, you know, it'd probably have to be, I mean, obviously London Warriors are now a professional team in Europe, but it would have to be something that's had history before. Like the Monarchs or something, or, you know, something, it'd have to make sense. Fucking hell.
Defensive position is needed on the marked objective.
I agree, personally, Zeph. I think something more Manchester-based would make sense. However, I fear for global brand recognition, it would probably end up in London either way. And the only reason I say that is because a lot of those viewers who live in Berlin, who live in Germany, London's easy for German viewers to get to. But it's a cool idea. The thing is, though, I understand NFL fans' aversion to the idea. I understand it, because if somebody told me the Chelsea game in the Premier League was being played in New York, I would call it utter woke nonsense.
Our troops have lost objective Alpha.
Contact enemy tank!
The new weapons are not peak. You clearly have not used the Brod, boss. You have not used the Brod. Tell me you haven't used the Brod without telling me you haven't used the Brod. That's an IFE. the grip pod. I think a Canadian or Mexico City team would come first. I think that would make sense too, personally. In fact, college football can pretty much fill Wembley. Yeah, I actually, I need to message the Union Jack Classic, guys, because I would probably go to that if they had, like, creator passes or something. I don't think I would personally go out of my way to go and buy and watch that college game because I'm not interested in either of those college teams. But if they said, hey, yo, boss, you know, they just had a thing for it. I'd be down for something like that. Master Leo, thank you very much for the 5-watch streak. I appreciate you, boss. You going to the college game at Wembley? I don't know. It's at a very awkward time of the year for me. Like, going to, like, you know, it's that time of the year where stuff is coming out. Like, basically, the way it works for me is the second I get anywhere near kind of late August, early September, the idea of going to anything kind of goes out the window. Which I know to some of you, you'll be like, oh, yeah, he's just being dramatic. Trust me, man. I mean, put it this way. I have a holiday booked for the very start of August for a couple of days to go to Portugal, just to hang with some friends, go see a gig. And it's not even that long, and I've already accidentally missed something. Thankfully, I've got an editor on hand to handle the event that I'm missing for me. Chanimal, good to see you, boss. I'm good. Hope you're doing well. What gig? Listen, cancel culture aside, I'm off to go see Kanye West. Oh god, there's two. Christ. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Liam. It's a good update. Just gotta keep building on it, you know? That's the thing for Battlefield. Unfortunately, my issue with Battlefield, and this will always be my issue, is I know they're gonna build on this, and then inevitably the new game will come out, and some of the stuff that they've built upon will be lost. I'm surprised it was allowed in Portugal. No, it's fine. Same with Spain. It's only the UK that was weird about it, because we're fucking saps. I mean, Christ, you're talking about a country that had Tyler, the Creator, was banned from performing in the UK for allegedly being homophobic. The guy is gay. Like, he's not banned anymore, thankfully, but... And it was so obvious to everybody else that that was the case. Just clearly not the government.
We've begun our assault on Charlie.
Gaming is rough at the moment for PvP anyway. I agree. I mean, I'm really looking forward to War Dogs and Hell Let Loose Vietnam. I don't know how much longevity Hell Let Loose Vietnam has personally. It's definitely something I've thought about. But, you know, War Dogs, I think, is exciting. I think there's a lot going on. I think, for me, War Dogs has the potential and the ceiling to be a very successful game. I don't really necessarily agree with how they've structured some of their marketing, but that's my own personal opinion. some of the War Dogs marketing is like, we promise, we're just like you. And like, I do agree, and I do think it's great that they care, and I do think it's great that they obviously are gamers who are invested in what they play, and I really love that. But I do think there will be kind of a harsh reality of like, well, you know, we want this to be mainstream, and the only way that's going to work is if we actually open it up to content creation and capture, because, you know, that is just how these things work, you know? As much as they might think that that isn't how these things work, or they might think that they know better, that is just not how things work. You know, and I'm not saying, you know, they need to go pay tons of creators to go cover their game. I don't think that's the case at all. I do think that there are select creators that if I am War Dogs, I want them covering my game. You know, your Jack Frags, your Operator Tatruskis, the guys who will build you real on-the-ground awareness. But yeah, just gonna go chill at the beach for a couple of days, go see... If I hear the song... Hey, look, if I hear flashing lights, if I hear a couple of other bangers, I'll be a happy man. You know? If I hear Runaway, I'll be a happy man. Off to the Algarve just for a few days. Nothing long, Liam, just like Wednesday to Sunday. I am indeed seeing Kanye West, yes. And I know I'm going to get some stick for it online. People will be like, well, listen here, Sonny, you're supporting a bad person. Listen, mate, you can tell me how much I'm supporting a bad person on your ethically sourced iPhone whilst sipping on definitely non-problematic Coca-Cola bottles. Like, I just don't care anymore. It was a legendary experience. Nice one. I was looking at Madrid. Nice outlook, honestly. Bro, I'm a content creator. Who the hell am I to lecture people about anything? I don't give a shit. You know, don't get me wrong. There are certain things I care about. There are certain... yeah, everybody should stand for some things. I don't disagree with that. You know, you should have your own boundaries, your own outlook, your own things that you will and won't tolerate. But, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and take some sort of moral high ground on people being like, you know, if you were just bad people. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, and I don't really bother to a certain extent. You know, I am. This sounds really tarty and really like self-important, but you know, I am a very highly educated person. I've got, you know, a degree in philosophy, politics, and economics. I've got a master's degree in international security. I've got my own thoughts, feelings, and opinions on most things. But you don't get a lot of intelligent conversation on the internet. So that's why I don't bother. So... you know, I don't bother, because it's just not worth it. Who am I, a silly little YouTuber, to tell people how they should and shouldn't be living their life, bro? Not for me. Your opinion is wrong, and that's it. That's all you need to know. Your opinion is wrong, and that's it.
We're tracking you outside the AO. Get back.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm a hard-headed twat when I want to be, as much as the next person. You know, so I think that's the case for everybody, but... I don't know, bro. I've got like a... I have a personal thing with content creators, like specifically lecturing people. I always find it's the quiet content creators who go about their thing and don't really bother people, who are like the good folks. And then you'll get the people who actually are dickheads and terrible people and like actually will do awful things to awful people. And they're the ones who want to tell you how you should be doing things, you know what I mean? You have a job in international security, I have to know what kind of job requires that degree. Listen, if you ever see me working for Lockheed Martin after YouTube, just know what's happened. Alright? If you ever see Tactical Brit, formerly General Dynamics... You want to know something that's ethically questionable? My stock portfolio. That's what's ethically questionable. Oh, God. It's all a good laugh, though, isn't it? At the end of the day. What was it that, why is his name drawn blank? What was it? Billy Joel who said we didn't start the fire? I mean, you know. That might even be the wrong item. My name's wrong. My brain's drawn a blank, bro. It's Jova. Should I try and roadkill this guy? Oh, nearly. I mean, obviously that will. We're not that dense, but I don't know. My example is I always tell people like, yep, if Michael Jackson was alive today, you'd definitely see him. No one could ever tell me that man was not a nonce. Like that is how I keep it. Don't let Lockheed see your jet gameplay. You'll be first on the draft. Yeah, fair, valid. They don't really make music like they did in the 80s, eh? Or the 90s, for that matter. Or just any period of time before AI generation. I think my playlists for basically any era of music at this point are extremely extensive. Do you know what? I think about this often. This is something I think about. Like, the era of phones and social media, I think, have really ruined something special about going to gigs, going to festivals, going to, you know, just any kind of major event, you know? I agree with that, Jack. Yeah, I agree with that, too. I feel like so many people don't live in the moment anymore, and, like, it's why I've started taking point-and-shoot cameras to things. Like, I've started bringing film cameras to things and digital point-and-shoots because, like, you know, the whole concept of being present, and I think the whole concept of being in a moment is, like, weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we've lost that a bit. And also, like, you know, something I've been thinking about, especially a lot recently, is, like, I think it's really messed up with, like, the kids in our generation because, like, when I was a kid, and I used to do dumbass shit, phones were only just starting to become a thing, really. And it's not like people would record you doing dumbass shit. Nowadays, like, you know, kids will do something stupid because they're kids, and that's what they're meant to do. And it's just permanently documented for the rest of time. I'd hate to be growing up in the world we are now. I agree, yeah. Honestly, I totally agree. I don't know how parents do it these days. It must be really difficult to juggle and manage, I think. You know, because you're trying to build a healthy habit and connection with something that is somewhat inherently out of your control. Do you know what I mean? Cannot get laid via Spotify. I mean, it's one way of looking at it. It's pretty scary. I mean, I think so, yeah. I mean, like, you know, not even just kids, bro, adults too. Like, you know, I think there should be gaps in civil society to make errors and not have it permanently documented on a permanent source of internet connection that's never going to go away, you know? Oh yeah, self-esteem issues, all of that kind of shit, dude. Like, it all must be crazy. Yeah, how do you explain to a 12-year-old, for example, that, you know, you're staring at a phone screen of models who are as doctored as humanly possible physically and then doctored online digitally as well, like... It's why, do you know, it's honestly one of the reasons I really like streaming. I really like streaming because, you know, like, I really like streaming because it's an end-to-end connection, you know? I'm sure there will be some AI model bloody VTubers in the future, but like, it's nice to be a human being talking to other human beings. And I've always said in the world of content creation, I think that kind of quality is something that people are going to be seeking more of as a result of AI. And I've always said people like Tom Scott have become, I feel, more successful because people now obviously associate content creation and YouTube spaces with AI and shit like that. Nice that the CRAM got involved. What's real and what's content these days? Yeah, I agree. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna just sit here and tell people I don't use AI. Like, I use Google Gemini on my phone a fair bit. But predominantly for, like, you know, content creation stuff and stuff associated with my job. I quite like the idea of having a think about something. 27, 28 in September, so... I think I kind of grew up at that sweet spot where, like, towards the end of my secondary school years into sixth form and into university, phones really took off and social media really took off and Snapchat and stuff like that became a thing. But, like, it wasn't a dominating force in our lives. It was, you know, let's get a photo together because it'll be a laugh. Like, so I think I really do feel as though I was the last of that. You know what I mean? Blackberries and iPhones, yeah, like... I'll ping someone on BBM. Hey, you're my size. No. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Kev. I feel old. Hey, look. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man. Whenever I feel old, which is hilarious, you know, as a 27, near 28-year-old, all I think to myself is, would I want to be young right now? No. Would I want to be growing up at a period of time where you can finance a pizza? I don't think so. You know, born in time to see people financing Domino's. Listen, mate, born in time to see people clanering Deliveroo, bro. The game's gone. With the cost of living nowadays, I don't blame him. I mean, honestly, bro, it's nuts. It's mad, isn't it? And like, you know, I keep thinking when I was at uni, I used to pay maybe £2.30, £2.40 a pint. Now it's got to be like, what, £6 minimum? Like, easily maybe £2 a pint. And that would be the worst of it. You know, at worst, you'd pay £3 for... I'll never forget my first night out at university. Bearing in mind I've lived in London all my life. I ordered a round of drinks, shots and all sorts. And the lady said, that'll be £22. And I immediately turned... Like, I'm talking about like 6 people's drinks here. And I immediately turned to the woman and said, right, cheers. Can you get me a second round of that, please? I feel very fortunate that when I was growing up, you could go out with a £5 and that would last you a whole day. I used to get four Jaeger bombs for a $5 when I was at uni. Times were great, man. Has he just bailed that to try and zook me? I think he has. Yeah, he's not in that anymore. Yeah, speaking of cost of living, fellas, that will now be £12 per Twitch sub. I respect that. I'm pretty sure there was a helicopter who just tried missile barraging me. No, listen. Listen. To my Australian friends, this business of having an in-between between a pint and a half pint, what do you call it? Like a schooner? Or whatever it's called? It's gotta go, bro. A schooner, utter woke nonsense. Australians have allowed themselves to lose the value of a pint. You've got to get it gone. You've got to revolt as a society. Between that and the bottle shops, I mean. I went to a pub in Sydney, and I'll never forget. The guy was like to me, oh yeah, like I asked for, I just asked for the beer, assuming he would give me a pint. And he gave me whatever the hell that was supposed to be. And I literally said, no, mate, I meant a pint. And he was like, oh, we don't do that here. Instantly left. I instantly left. Never left the place too quickly. I understand that the whole point is that a pint would lose its coolness and take too long. However, I think they underestimate just how quickly I can neck a pint. All right, I think that's the real lack of awareness here, if I'm being honest. Save my teammates' arse there. I was catching up with Rue recently because we were talking about general business stuff, just content creation and bits like that. And like, by the time she had gotten through her first drink, I think I had gone through 2 pints. As a civil society, have we lost the value of a pint?
We are winning the fight. Keep it going.
We need defensive support on large objective.
Nearly got clobbered by my own helicopter there.
All right, we've secured Charlie. Keep this up and the fight is ours. Let's get it done.
End up paying €17 for 2 pints. The game's gone. It's one of the reasons I will always love Portugal. It's one of the reasons I will always love Portugal, because I remember when I was living in Portugal, 2 litres of beer was cheaper than 2 litres of water. And I'm not kidding. And Portuguese wine, my God, do they know how to make it good and they know how to make it cheap. If you ever get the opportunity to try some Vinho Verde, which is Portuguese green wine, I'm telling you fellas, that stuff there, liquid nectar. And in Portugal, it's like €7 a bowl, €5 a bowl. Not done too badly for that. Oh yes, the guy in the chat for the game is wrote, I love blonde ladies, and you know what? Me too. Oh, speak of the devil, the Union Jack Classic just messaged me and said, fill in this form. Okay. Okay. Oh, by the way, the setup video is this week, folks. I know a couple of you have asked me about that. It is this week. We've done the settings video. We've got a video with Tomo coming out. Yeah, be good. Oh, it pains me to admit I have become a wine man. It pains me to admit I have become a wine man. $15 a pint for a Guinness through Spain, Portugal, and Baltimore. Jim, you poor bastard. Yeah, I mean, there's just something... I don't know, like, there's just... I blame my mother, really. I wasn't really a wine man, but, you know, when you live in the Mediterranean for a bit, and you live in Portugal, and, you know, you bounce around Italy on holiday here and there, it eventually happens, whether you want it to or not. You know? And honestly, now I understand it. Because I'm telling you, a good glass of white wine or green. Oof.
How'd a Muppet with a name like yours get through selection?
Dead Drop, thank you for the tier 1, boss. I appreciate you. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good time. I've been thinking about this, where I want to visit on my next holiday. Because I'm thinking it's a toss-up between... So I won't really holiday again until next year, because obviously, you know, we've got all of this stuff happening with gaming. Modern Warfare 4 is coming out. All of these other games are coming out, and they're all going to be problematic and consume infinite amounts of my time. But I've been thinking about going to Madeira, potentially, for hiking. Or, well, I mean, in January, I'm thinking about, like, January, February, I'm thinking about going somewhere kind of far afield, like Thailand or something. Booked a camping and fishing trip in the Brecon Beacons this weekend. I've heard that is, well, I think you've chosen something quite cracking there. I've always thought about the US national parks, Danny. You know, I've had the odd rant about the major cities I've visited in America being a bit sketchy and a bit disappointing, and I think my solution to that was I need to go see more of the US that isn't just, you know, New York, LA, you know, the major states. I would really like to go to... I was thinking at some point I'll end up doing a Florida trip. And I know that sounds absolutely obscene. But my thought process is do a Florida trip. And then go see both a college football game and a Jags game at the same time, back to back. What have we been nailed by there? We popped flares. So that was interesting. Canada is a great place for hiking and camping. Yeah, I mean, I want to do a bit in North America. I'd love to do, like, Patagonia and stuff as well. Time to sleep. I'm not going to acknowledge that with an answer. I think that's horrific from you personally. You're a bad person. That was an oddly satisfying snipe, wasn't it? Yeah, I was thinking it'd be nice to... I would love to loop in a US trip where I go and see the Jags and I go and see... Because normally whenever I'm in the States for an event or something, it's during the NFL offseason, which obviously isn't particularly helpful. Oh my god. There's no way I've been gifted like that. No, 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 no! No, you spanner! You idiot! I'm never gonna get gifted a helicopter like that ever again.
Enemy helo operating in your area.
A mega pint, would you say? Is that what we're saying? We need a mega pint.
Hostiles are ahead of us. We need to hit back.
See, I regret not taking Will up on his offer. Because when we did the last Battlefield 6 event, Will went to one of the national parks near LA. He actually came like a week early. And I regret not doing it, because I think that would have been class. Hit that guy for 70 there.
The enemy still controls more objectives.
I like it when my character screams like he's in severe pain. Oh! Say goodbye, little bird! No fun for you, buddy! He's been here getting battered time and time again.
Our forces have neutralized objective Foxtrot.
That was not my best RPG shot. Certainly will say that. Not my finest work.
Foxtrot has been secured.
What have you guys been playing lately? I mean, obviously, we've had Season 4 of Battlefield. Hell Let Loose has swung around. Had that playtest now. What are we looking forward to, really, above all else? Oh, I've just been hit from Narnia. 200 meters. Fair play. Oh! I do not possess the facilities to be good at that game. I think Hell Let Loose is a very Marmite occasion sometimes, because sometimes you'll have games where you'll be like, this is the best game ever, I'm having so much fun and I'm killing everything that looks at me. And in other games you'll be like, I've been shot from a bush 5 times in a row.
Objectives and the enemy.
I'm really looking forward to Hunger. That's come up in my radar a couple of times recently. I don't think they lived. I'm going to be frank. Oh, hello. 250 meters away. I'm playing this game called Marriage. Incredible skill gap. Yeah, I mean, honestly, fair.
All right, we've secured Bravo.
I was about to say, where is this geezer heading? And it turns out he has been battering me from an island. From the island, some would say. The guy's glint isn't showing. Another Victorian game? Yeah, something like that.
I got you! Be advised, Bravo is under attack.
Let's move!
The enemy's taking Delta.
I mean, what are the odds?
We've secured Bravo.
Right, this guy on this island is being incredibly... I might just go kill him specifically myself. You know what I mean? I might just be incredibly petty about it and go and kill him myself.
We need to ready defense on a marked objective.
Yeah, the sea rams are really, really unreliable on this map, dude. Of course, no chance. That guy's instantly gobbled it. I really hate that in Battlefield. Actually, I have a way that I might kill this guy. I have a very specific way that I might kill this dude that might actually end up being generational.
We've lost control of objective Charlie. Be advised, Alpha is under attack.
Well, you can't actually do it in this one. You can only do it in the other. I mean, honestly, I just respect it at that point. I can't even lie. Like, normally I'd be properly fuming about that, but the fact that he's landed multiple successive rounds on me... Fair. Do you know what I mean? Like, what can I say? Fair play. You know what, mate? You might just be better.
Enemy helo!
Okay, we've taken the lead.
We are targeting objective Bravo. Our forces are controlling the fight. Keep pushing. The enemy have taken more objectives.
We've neutralized objective Bravo.
Bloody hell. Up in here, getting battered. I haven't had much success with this so far. Am I going to get the more fun jet of the two? Nope. Apparently not.
Be advised, objective Bravo captured by hostile.
Come on, man. Why did they put active radar in the game? Who at DICE went, you know what, mate? You know what this game needs? You know what Battlefield 6 really needs? One more entirely uncounterable thing to take out aircraft. That's what this game needs. And then I assume the entire office just instantly started applauding. They go, oh my god, he's a visionary. How did he know that we hate aircraft this much? I really wish I could sit in a room whenever they add something new to the game and just go, right guys, you know that thing that you wanted to do? Yeah, it's the dumbest thing you've ever said in your entire adult lives. Maybe don't do that. Like mortars being usable in your own spawn. Great example.
Enemies controlling the fight. Get to work.
What do I think of Battlefield 6? I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this game sometimes. I really like certain things about it that I think make it very satisfying to play. But I do think there are a number of things in Battlefield 6 that make the game very frustrating by default, and need change. I tell you what, I'm gonna be really awful, but it needs to happen, bro. This little bird's getting suplexed. See what I mean about these active radar missiles, bro? They're so stupid. Like, what am I meant to do about that? Just die, apparently. Oh my god, I've been hit by my own helicopter, bro. It's fucking unreal. The game's gone. The game's gone. Game's gone. Where is it? Where it? Listen, this geezer here in the little bird, I have decided as of this moment right now that you are having too much fun, and it is my personal mission to end that. He's lived. He lived. This game hates me. All right, listen, devs, Battlefield developers all around the world, if you are watching right now, take whatever idea you had with active radar missiles, go back to school and go, wow, I have common sense. That's a really stupid idea. And then don't put them in the game. Oh, you know that missile that could just instantly delete anything and give it a mobility hit with no ability to evade it at all? I think that would be a great addition to the current flight ecosystem in Battlefield, which is already in the bin. Because let me explain what's going to happen here. I'm now going to fly. I'm going to fly over to... Yep, there you go. I'm going to fly over towards that little bird now and get instantly active radar. And the only reason I got to flare that at all is because I flew low. It wasn't even the flare that did anything. Any help out you, C-Ram? Finally! Jesus Christ, dude! Got 2 jets on my arse cheeks in my own spawn. Sorry, did my C-Ram just miss? You're literally an automated anti-aircraft cannon! That's what your one job! There's no miss! It keeps missing! Dice! I'm taking an arse blasting at the rate of knots in my own spawn because you can't code an AA cannon.
Charlie.
See, ram, more like get me creamed and rammed. Jesus. I'm been here getting battered time and time again. Right, come here, you little birdie twats. I've personally decided that this little bird has now had in the eyes of the law too much fun, and that I will personally end it. Sea ram's about as useless as my nan. Stopping projectiles.
We have Bravo under attack. Be advised, the battle is still being controlled by the enemy.
Our forces are attacking objective Charlie.
I've been killed by a lamppost. Game's gone.
Outside the AO. Get back.
I mean, you gotta ask yourself, who put that lamppost there? That's the real question.
Our forces are attacking objective Charlie.
I finally did my job. The little bird has been destroyed. Enemy little bird has been battered. Screw that one guy in particular, because he was having far too much fun. And I wouldn't blame him for hurling abuse at me in text chat. So if you do feel a sudden urge to do that to me, that's okay. I understand. I would do it too. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? I stalled! I stalled! I'm so washed. I am so washed. I actually... Wow. Out of principle, I don't think I'm flying a jet for the rest of this game. Because honestly, if I saw my teammate do that, I would crash out, bro. Shot. Shot times 2? Oh, nearly. Oh, come on, man. What are we talking about? What are you talking about? Have a shirtless, come back, and wait for it all to blow over again.
Yeah, we have an enemy sniper located in the mission area. Look out.
You fucking druggo. What are you talking about? I love it. I miss 2 basic shots, land the hardest, And now,
Attacking objective Alpha.
it just, you know, why is it always like that? Why do I always end up missing the ones that are easy and then battering the ones that are excessively hard to land? Right, I lied about not wanting to fly. I'm sorry. Father, forgive me for I've sinned. And this jet is about to take a battering.
We need attack support on the marked objective. Enemy still winning the fight. Hit back and take control.
Moving on objective Foxtrot.
I'm tracking a hostile helicopter in the AO.
Oh, I actually killed him out of the seat. I didn't even destroy the little bird. Which is kind of funny. Are you a fan of the Ace Combat series? I've honestly never played it, but I probably should. I feel like I'd probably enjoy it.
Find objective Foxtrot.
All squads, our plan is still working. Find a way to win.
Oh no. See, the plan there was to land in a really cool spot and have a great time. Not what just happened there. The plan was to float behind my opponent and win the game.
Be advised, we need to raid defenses marked objective.
If he doesn't hit one of those mines, I'm gonna lose my frickin' mind.
I'm hit!
Was that how we're doing it, Battlefield? I was deliberately putting mines down so when I fired the RPG, it would just sort of semi-batter it. What a day. John Travolta. Big problem. The streets won't forget, bro. Right. Do you know what? Well, I'm feeling something a bit more infantry focused. We'll do like a breakthrough or something. Oh, is this solos in BR right now? Interesting, Mr. Stark. I'm really looking forward to the Top Gun stuff, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, the Netflix UI. How could we ever forget? I prefer the suffering of attacking, I'm not gonna lie.
And wear them down. Move out.
The world's most fascinating zipline.
Enemy attack confirmed on Alpha.
Scan confirm. Enemy vehicle operating in your area. Objective under threat. Let's defend the position.
Alright, objective Bravo is under our control.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The same dude? You melt. What the... What in the world just happened there, Battlefield? I didn't realize teleportation was my new powers. Mr. Dice, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Mr. Battlefield Studios, I don't know what that was, buddy. Right, I need you to live, boss. So I really like where you've managed to position yourself. But don't be a melt and live. Don't be a melt and live. Don't be a melt and live. Don't be a melt and oh, you're being a melt. And for that reason, I'm out.
Enemies are attacking objective Bravo.
We need to rally defense on the marked objective.
And swing the corner, you melt.
Hostile numbers have fallen. Keep it up.
Oh. Alright, nice one, Bobby. I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. I do have investments. I wouldn't give it any financial advice. This is not financial advice. I'm simply telling you what I do. I live on an 80-20 split basis. So 80% of my... And you can be more risky or less risky. 80% of my cash goes into index funds, which beat inflation traditionally. Obviously, again, not financial advice. Anything you put into stocks can and be lost. 80% into index funds, 20% into specific punts at specific stocks that I have researched personally. So, for example, I put about a grand or two into a company called Filtronic. That's done really well. That's gone up pretty exponentially. It's sort of generated me another grand or two. I then sold that money that was made in terms of profit, put it into something else. But that's my general basis of operation. Again, hashtag not financial advice. Not qualified. Not an accountant. I mean, the thing about being, you know, a company and a business owner, in my own way, I guess, is that you have to end up being very frugal and very intelligent with what you do spend money on. This is the Broad, Levi. The Broad. Absolutely just creamed those two geezers. I've just enjoyed pasting and creaming them in game. Why have I spawned in on an ATV facing the wrong way? I like the Broad because it means bread, but then on the other hand, you know, I can say I'm giving somebody a rodding. I can't really, you know, contest that. I've ran over an opponent there, and that to me makes it all worthwhile. And also, you know, am I giving somebody some bread? Am I giving them a rodding? You know, it feels like there's a lot of terminology here available at play. Mate, there are a lot of people sniping. I almost kind of want them to take this first sector to make things more interesting. If I had the ability to just put C4 on myself and instantly detonate, that would have been unreal. Try getting a nade off. I mean, we've instantly started capturing A again, so...
Objective Alpha has been neutralized. We no longer control objective Bravo. Okay, we've secured Alpha.
Up in here. What if somebody players park their tanks to the rear? Yeah, I mean, some vehicle players just, you know, some people use vehicles as vehicle on, brain off, and, you know, I don't necessarily blame them. I often have done very similarly smooth things.
Running low. Maintain your attack.
For example, that grenade, which was never ever going to reach its target. This is going to get very spicy next to me.
Taking objective Alpha.
guy's just slid under me there. I actually kind of respect it. He ended up in some sort of drainage tunnel. Mad bastard.
You have a defend order set.
Boom! The bomber did not get them. Yes, the Nordic equivalent of Billy Joel.
Ammo over here. Take it.
We've provided some counter brod. Right, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm actually going to go play Cairo Bazaar. So I haven't played a huge amount of it, and I'd like to do a bit more of it. The brut. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. What does my KD apply to? Let's have a look. KD in Conquest, 2.3. KD in Breakthrough, 2.5. KD in Quads, 6.8. KD in Duos, 5.7. We'll take it. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, career best. Hello, let's have a look at this. In a match, 91 kills, 18 vehicles destroyed in one game. 9 squad wipes. That is interesting. "14 headshots in a life. Longest kill, 424 meters. Interesting. Right, we're gonna do... What is it? Where are you? Cairo Bazaar. Not on Breakthrough, because Breakthrough on Cairo Bazaar might be the worst thing I've ever played. The broad. Oh, this game's already kicked off. Interesting.
Objectives have been marked. Secure and hold those positions. Hostiles are inbound. Be advised, we no longer control Charlie.
I no longer have the Charlie. Sound like Robbie Williams.
Hostiles have seized Delta. We have secured Charlie.
Bit sweaty, this. Oh, what is that, bro? He's using the broad like me. How dare he? How dare he use the gun that I keep telling people to use? You bastard. You absolute bastard. Top 5 bastards of all time. Number 1, your mum. Number 2, the guy who just killed me with the broad. Number 3, your mum again.
Be advised, objective Echo is under hostile control.
I have had very little luck at the start of this round. But it is flowing a bit weirdly, like they've captured E for some reason.
Our troops have neutralized Echo. Objective Charlie secured. The enemy is trying to take control. Stop them. Our troops have secured more objectives.
Should I do the scum thing? Should I be a scumbag? Thoughts? Why are you? Like, why are you here? Why are you here by yourself, being a fat mouth? Ask yourself the question, you know? You and your fat mouth friends.
We need defensive support to the mark objective.
Why are they all here, bro? Why are they all on this entryway like a bunch of fucking mounts? No, if you want to die, you'll die, alright? If you want to be weird about it, you want to try and backcap, you want to try be the man, you'll die. We'll spawn an E over and over again, and I'll just fucking abuse every single glitch I can in this game to ruin your life. They're not even capping, they're just being melts. That's what I can't stand. And that's what I can't stand for. I understand if they were going for E, but they weren't going to do that. Bullet sponge for each other. As if, bro. Add more pen value to torsos, please, Battlefield, for the love of fuck. Gotta watch 2 melt sandwiches on top of each other. floor shagging once more.
The enemy now control more objectives.
Oh, I'm in an IFV. Oh, everybody can spawn on IFVs. Also, terrible fucking idea, Dice. Fuck me, bro. I swear, this game, at times, is a symphony of every dumb decision every DICE developer has ever made, and that is a great example of it. Is How It Lives feeling better? Yes, but I'm still on the fence about How It Lives a bit. So if we're going to be scummy about it, I might as well scum it too. I mean, what's stopping me? There's still something about How Let Loose that I can't quite wrap my head around. And I just worry that it might not have legs. I think it's missing a lot of atmosphere from the original. I think the first Hell Let Loose was a lot more atmospheric than this new one. In terms of the audio, in terms of the soundscape, in terms of the graphics. Like, I don't think Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a bad-looking game, but it sounds very plasticky. And it lacks that, I don't know, there's a crunchiness to the original Hell Let Loose that I think is missing.
Our troops have lost objective Alpha.
So I think that's something I think about. Like, I don't know, there's just something about Hell Let Loose that I think it has moments sometimes. Like, it has some moments sometimes where I'm playing the game and I think, wow, this is really immersive, really fun, it's all the things you'd want from a Vietnam game. And then there's sometimes with the audio and how things play and sound a little bit where I'm like, well, actually, maybe this isn't quite that. Jesus Christ, bro. Remind me not to play this map again. This has been an awful experience. Here's me thinking, you know what, man, I really want something infantry focused. Let me just play a map that's like getting battered in a tunnel over and over again. Probably not my wisest idea. I might actually play some solos, BR solos. I know it's a bit different, but why not? We'll have a quick BR solos game just to... I'm actually curious to see how the Brod is in BR. Needs more credence. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to describe it. Like, my thing with Hell Let Loose is that a couple of times I've played it, like, I get really enthralled by what's going on. But like, I don't know, like, there's a couple of times where I play it and I'm like, I'm not too sure about whether or not this is as gripping as the original. Because I think the thing about the original Hell Let Loose is you'll hear the tank shells whistling shells at each other. You'll see all the explosions going off. You get all these things happening around you that make you feel really enthralled in the world around you. And that kind of benefits the rest of the feel of the game. Like, the rest of the game, you know, it's Hell Let Loose and you have a good time sometimes. But, like, the spectacle of Hell Let Loose, I think, is what attracts people to the game in the first place, and I think it's what makes them carry on playing even if they're having a bad game, because they can still appreciate the spectacle of what's going on. And I think sometimes with the new Vietnam version, I think sometimes that spectacle element is a little bit missing. Sometimes, like, you know, the airstrikes are cool, the gun runs are cool, the napalm is cool now. But I'm missing some of the VoIP. I'm missing some of the, you know, just there's a couple of things around it that I'm missing that aren't quite clicking as well.
Drop zone coming up. On the ground, take out everyone in the target area. I'll monitor as needed, so be ready for updates.
So we'll see. Like, I think audio is a really big thing in Hell Let Loose that I think is missing right now. I think the audio still feels really tinny and lacks a lot of depth. I think the positional audio isn't great. There's just a couple of things about Hell Let Loose Vietnam that I don't think captures people the same way the original did. Because you can look past a lot of the jank in Hell Let Loose when you can admire the spectacle of what's going on around you. And I think at the moment we're just a little lackluster in that department. I haven't tried the F-88 in Red Circle at all, so I'll be curious to see how that plays. I just think when you've got these guns that sound very rattly and tinny and they don't have a punch to them, and you combine it with, like, positional audio not being... Like, I don't feel enthralled by Hell Let Loose Vietnam. I don't feel immersed the same way I am in Hell Let Loose Vietnam. The F-88 feels pretty good. Not gonna lie. And I wonder if a lot of Hell Let Loose's original allure and charm and how they were able to get away with certain things was because even though, you know, the game was janky and it had similar issues, you could kind of look past it a bit because you'd be like, well, yeah, you know, it's Hell Let Loose, it's a bit janky, but how many other games are going to give me, you know, these crazy experiences with audio and guns firing past my head and, you know, all these things that make the Hell Let Loose experience uniquely quite interesting and quite immersive. So I'm curious to see how it lands. Whether or not people really gel with the new Hell Let Loose as much.
Heads up. Check your map for new mission details.
I like Hell Let Loose for what it is as well, but I know this isn't technically a sequel per se, but I was expecting a bit more of a visual bump, I will be honest. I was expecting the game to visually look a bit better, whereas at the moment it just looks like Hell Let Loose World War II in Vietnam. No, you don't necessarily need every game to be the best looking in the world to enjoy it, but I don't know, I was maybe again, I think immersion generally is what I would say is lacking from Vietnam, and I wonder if some of that is just the fact that graphically the game isn't the best looking. And even if you step aside all the visuals, and you're not talking about that, I think, you know, I wonder if the audio is good enough. So yeah, I mean, I'm still very optimistic for the game. I think it will be really fun. I think the audio needs a lot of work. Also, they have some very curious default settings, I think, in the game that need to fundamentally change. So, for example, it is default toggle to talk. It isn't tap to talk or push to talk. And then on top of that, there's some other really curious stuff like, so it's toggle to talk. And then there's also some other curious stuff like lumen and like global illumination and RTX illumination being on by default. I did not see that guy slide around me. So yeah, there's just a couple of things like that where I'm a little concerned. It's not a massive concern, but it's still a concern.
The heat is coming in fast. Watch your sector. Intel indicates nearby hostile surveillance equipment. I'll tag, you bag.
Trust me to get 2 contracts in the most deeply unfortunate locations known to man. Pretty sure I saw somebody go in this building. Okay, apparently not. I think I've been spoiled by armor a lot, though. Like, I think Armor Reforger's, like, audio is so insanely good and so insanely immersive that whenever I play other games now, I'm like, wow, this is kind of arse, though. But I think that's the problem I would describe with Hell Let Loose, is that in Hell Let Loose, it sounds like all of the audio is here, and in Armor, all of the audio is, like, here. There's a space to it. There's a soundscape, you know? Whereas in Hell Let Loose, the soundscape seems to be 4 inches.
Objective cleared. They can't target in on you now. Kick it up a notch. You've got a lot of targets out there. Hostiles are making a move in your area. Show them how we feel about that.
4 inches sounds like a lot? Yeah, fair. You know what? You're so right.
Enemy shut down a sensor. Don't let them get to any more. Target destroyed a tracker. Hustle after them.
Interesting decision.
Mission failed. Regroup with your team. Hostiles are after a beacon. You need to drop them or calibrate the one they're after. You ran the clock down, but it didn't work out. Get it on the next trap.
How did my gun not reload in that first fight there? I have the Super Strike X2. I don't remember what polling rate I have it set to, though, if I'll be honest with you. I've been really let down there by the fact I had the guy dead to rights, but my P90 hadn't been reloaded. Or hadn't fully reloaded for some reason. And it's gotten me very instantly killed there.
Calibrate their location. Watch your speed. That beacon needs to calibrate, so move slow with it. Listen, the bad guys have you on their radar. It's do or die. Mission complete. Keep punching hard out there. You're all clear. They're off your back.
I'd be surprised if there isn't somebody sat on top of this. That was not the time. See, I don't like the idea of defending this to the death. But I also don't like the idea of being in the car park, and the car park is definitely the final circle, so...
That's it for missions. Keep your head up until Exfil.
Just watch the settings video, be giving it a try soon. Let me know how you get on. Hopefully they are to your liking. It's hard work trying to find settings that kind of work for everybody. It's borderline impossible technically, but I think they are the best settings in terms of responsiveness and general mobility.
Got enemy in sight! Contact! Hostile troop sighted!
Alright, this will be finishing out here. I mean, I'm in the right spot for this. I don't want to be on the roof because that's just asking to be third-partied, I think. I like where I'm at here. Yeah, it's annoying when there are so many settings for people to learn to
Contact enemy
accommodate.
machine gun.
Just a little love tap to let them know I'm nearby. Interesting that they disabled crates making noise. Which implies that they were having an audio issue with that all along, which wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I honest to God just need to stay here and let the circle collapse a bit.
Half the enemy is KIA. Keep dumping them.
See, the difficulty of this position is I want to take the height. But at the same time, I want it when there's generally less height in the circle.
I don't like the look of this.
Ordnance inbound. Get clear. Made it this far. Don't stop now.
I'm not sure that's a fight you want, boss.
Hey, burn line incoming. Clear out while you can. Heads up. It's down to you and one last enemy. Make sure you come out on top.
Oh, sorry, bloody hell, I was expecting the victory thing to show up a bit quicker there.
Prep for exfil. Watch for helo coming out of that smoke.
I mean, first solo, first win, we'll take it. Worth, good to see you, hope you're doing well. Johnny, thank you for the GGs. Silly Goose, thank you for the GGs, guys. I appreciate you.
Enemy hitters will think twice when you're on the battlefield.
Not bad. Not bad, we'll take it. I mean, there was a lot of, not trigger discipline, but, like, positional discipline there. It would, like, I think Battlefield is very good at, like, tricking you into thinking that in some situations you need to be more aggressive. Like, I think, like, you know, Battlefield is very good at, like, convincing you that in a fight like that you need to be, like, super aggressive when you don't really need to be, you know? Because if I go, you know, off of the edge of the car park there and I go all gung-ho and I try and shoot everybody, like, you don't really get a lot done. Yeah, I was still on edge when I killed that last guy. I was like, wait, there's got to be one more. I'll let the matchmaking kick in. Leveled up the EF-88. Bush. Thank you very much, wife. I appreciate you. Ah, level 440. What a day. Love me some Battlefield. I do too. I do too. Even if it does try to screw me over. Often. Very frequently, really. Really, at this point, borderline daily. And that's okay. Oh, the old telephonic device has hit max charge. Lovely. I'm hearing that the Black Ops 2 port might be compromised. Which wouldn't really shock me, given how bad some of their security is. Like T-Dog Smitty said that people have, someone is spoofing their PlayStation account and hacking in the Black Ops ports.
Alright, DV approaching. Now those are hostiles jumping in, so find them and smoke check them. Updates to follow. You are clear to jump. Go at your discretion.
Well, I mean, the Black Ops stuff in the past has had security issues of, like, people technically being able to straight up, like, do some pretty shifty things. You know? So it wouldn't really shock me if there was some other kind of security issue. Maybe this is just like a recency bias, but it feels like interacting with things in this right now are a little bit smoother than they have been. Ah, yes. I love it when we get random God Squad people who just instantly get banned. Hmm. Hmm.
Alright, missions just got posted. Have a look and knock out what you can.
Right,
Hey,
get that
this is
up.
available.
Can I drop? I mean, I will probably take the KTS. Not that I ever really want to use it, but... We should add a posture check reward. Nice. I maneuver a little bit in this chair. He actually does have incredibly good ergonomics, but every once in a while I'll end up... I wiggle a lot when I play. I move around a lot when I play. It's a very uniquely me thing.
New mission available.
But it's not a terrible idea. I will give you that. I've got all the plates I need. There are no men of the realm around here. It's the perks of having a UAV up is you do know where people are. Colt, I think for the 8 months.
A tactical Brit, eh? How'd a muppet with a name like yours get through
I'm
selection?
glad the new settings have been useful. I was really hoping to make that jump.
We've got a new mission ready.
What? Where have you been hiding? This whole time? Just James, good to see you, boss. Hope you're doing well. Just, sometimes people I find fascinating. That guy has obviously watched me run into a building, decided to mount his gun on a wall. That is a fascinating example of human. Like, what was the end goal there?
You have a hostile jumping onto your position.
Oh, nice one, James. You off to a gig or something? Yeah, I played with Broken a couple of times.
Check your missions.
Less so recently, but
Keep your distance from those flames. Safety zone's marked.
I'm not sure how I feel about the EF-88. Oh, Luke Combs, interesting. Like, it feels like the... Whoa, what was that parachute there? What is going on with parachutes?
Feels dangerous. Use caution.
They're not even the same people. Are you taking the piss?
Check your missions.
A fucking word with him, ref.
You got a target-rich environment. Stay alert.
If I had plates, I would have absolutely battered that geezer.
Requesting
I
immediate
unfortunately
support here.
did not have plates.
Yeah, you got it. On the way.
Couldn't believe that for a second. I was getting shot by a guy on the roof, and there was a guy on a 50 cal next to him. He kind of ignored him for a little bit.
Got a new mission for you. Details on your map.
How do you even break parachutes like that, Yorkshire? But that's the question I always have with these things. Like, how do they find a way? You know, parachutes have been working borderline perfectly fine, except for a few issues with them not pulling in time. But how do you find a way to break it that specifically?
New mission available.
Of course it's got that, no. Now apparently this geezer's got no ammo. The game has never been more gone than this exact moment.
Check your missions.
Oh my god, let's pull out the RPK. You've just been absolutely spat on, bro. Holy.
All right, new mission is up. It's marked on your map.
I am curious about the Broad. I do really want to try it. But I don't know if this is the best place to go for a loadout right now.
Feels dangerous here. Use caution.
You got a new mission ready.
Interesting and seemingly deeply unnecessary explosion. Kind of curious where this circle ends. Someone has just gone up the zip line here. Just a little dip duck of diving and finessing. Just a little bit here and there, you know. This is a really interesting finish. I don't actually know where I want to be, if I'm honest. I don't really know what part of the circle I stand to benefit from being in right now, so I am probably going to edge circle this as much as I humanly can. I just saw the edge of that man's gun. Holy crap. Rod seems pretty good in Red Sec. I mean, Rue was telling me that she was convinced the Brod wasn't that great in Red Sec, but honestly, I feel like it's actually seemingly pretty solid. It's, I believe, the whole blockaroni and cheese coming down.
Got a new mission for you. Details on your map. Mission board is clear. Neutralize threats and stay in the fight. Nothing you can't handle.
I do stream full-time, Sergi. What controller do I use? I use the, if you exclamation mark controller, but it's a G7 Games. GameSteer G7 8K Pro. I'm edge circling this all the way in. I think the GameSteer G7 8K Pros, I mean, I'm not sponsored by these guys, just for reference. I think it is just the best roller on the market, if I'm honest. The features it has, the price point, I don't really think there's a comparison. I don't think there's a controller that does what this does at this price anywhere else on the market. There's definitely somebody close enough to use a...
That blaze is closing in. You don't have long to get clear.
How many subs do you think is enough to become a full-time streamer? I don't think it's as simple as that in terms of you need X amount of subs. I would say that, you know, my paying members are definitely a source of stability for me. So people who do sub to me, people who do, you know, people who, you know, put their hard-earned cash aside to support my channel definitely give me a stable source of income in terms of it being monthly and consistent. Which is great, and I really respect that, and I really appreciate those people. You know, some of them have been around for years now. The majority of the money I make comes from sponsorships. So, you know, I might not necessarily pull the best month in terms of paying subs, but I might pull a live stream that costs that brand $2,000 to $3,000. So that tends to be the bulk of the income. I would say probably paid sponsors are 80% of my revenue, 70%.
A tactical Brit, eh?
Double, thank you very much for the
How'd a
prime.
Muppet with a name like yours get
Appreciate
through
you.
selection?
I do want to build my sub count a bit more. I feel like it's kind of fallen off a cliff lately. But that, you know, that to me isn't about the revenue element, it's about the community building element. I want to build a larger, more engaged community, and a lot of that has been this office move and having a better space to host things. They never expect you to go closer to the gas line.
You and victory.
They really don't. Build back better, yes. Something like that. Battlefield. Battlefield. I think I've just seen him. I think I've seen him on the edge of that. True. He's on the bridge. Having a community is priceless in its own way. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And honestly, it's more the engagement than anything else. You know, having that community to do things with, to engage with, that's the value. I really respect this guy's rotations. I mean, he did lose, but I really like that he went aggressively because the average player wouldn't have assumed it. Where do house sponsors generally find you? I have an agent. Me and the boys all have agents.
Bird should be there any second. Not entirely by the book, but it got the job done. We're gonna get along just fine.
I also go to a lot of events, like in the UK and generally that's like, you know, meeting companies, meeting brands, learning about what they want and the things that they sort of look for in their sponsorship portfolios and stuff like that. Keep up the work, I'm tired of doing a 9 to 5. I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, I do content creation because it's what I'm passionate about and it's what I really enjoy. You know, it's not just about sitting here and playing a video game. It's about, you know, editing the videos, making short form, trying to be useful, doing the live streams, and soon, hopefully, hosting some really cool community nights. So, you know, I do it because I'm passionate about it. If I ever lost passion to do it, you know, if I ever lost passion to do it, then I would probably just move on to something else, and that probably would be a 9 to 5, you know? For me, this is a creative outlet more than anything else. I get to be creative, and I've got a lot of stuff drummed up and planned. You know, we're kind of in this... One of the reasons I got the office move done is because we're in this kind of grey zone, if you will. It's that summer period where not a lot's happening. So I've been able to get stuff ready for August to November, December, which is when we're really busy. What sponsors are looking for the most in a streamer before dropping money on them? It's hard to say. I think a lot of them are looking for a bit of authenticity. I think a lot of them I think obviously what we have is that whenever I do a sponsored thing or something, it'll be me, Stod, Westy, and the boys, and we'll all play it together. So, like, if we, you know, a game sponsors us, we're playing the same thing together, and people can kind of get a feel for, okay, well, if I bought this game, this is kind of maybe what it would look like with me and my mates, and how we would play it, you know? Exclamation mark controller, DG, but yeah, it's the GameSeer G7 8K. So yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I do foresee a content creation career beyond gaming. I think next summer I'm going to be building up a secondary channel that's outside of the gaming sphere. I want to do some more real life stuff, do some sort of different things, bits and pieces. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy what I do. I'm very fortunate for that, you know. It's certainly not without its headaches. I'll tell you that much. Like, the content creators who are, you know, pulling in good numbers and doing well, I assure you, it isn't just wake up, play video games, success. It's, you know, this morning I woke up, I wrote down 8 things on my whiteboard on my door that I need to do today. This stream is one of them. I need to go create 3 or 4 pieces of short form. I have a Hell Let Loose video going live this evening. I have to do some replies to emails. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. That is, you know, this stream is the basic element to a certain extent. The planning, the structuring, the content around it, that's the wider net, if you will. And without that, you don't do this, you know. You know, a lot of people with Battlefield 6, you know, Battlefield 6 was my first major game release. Like, Battlefield 6 has been my first major game release where I'm... You know, we've had Modern Warfares and we've had COD games come and go, and, like, you know, I felt excitement for them, but not passion for it the way I've been excited for Battlefield 6. And I think a lot of you will probably agree, or at least recognize to a certain extent, that when Battlefield 6 came around, I was literally everywhere. All the time. Like, short-form live streams, video, I was absolutely everywhere. And that took, like, months of planning. You know, months of content planning and content execution and researching as well, like going through and figuring out, like, you know, what will work, what are people looking for. The next thing for me, and, you know, this is the big thing for me in video game content creation, is I want to build more consistent long-form video, and I want it to be fun, and I want it to be entertaining. And I've been talking to the boys recently about, okay, well, we need to set aside a day to record some stuff. Because what I really, you know, I think it was quite interesting. I think Ludwig was on the Kaisenat Streamer University thing, and he was saying, you know, who are your inspirations? Like, what creators inspire you? And I think I'm quite lucky in the sense that the creators that I find inspirational are creators who I play with, like Jack and Tomo. For me, Jack and Tomo have this, you know, ability to take a gaming video and turn it into an entertainment piece. And make it fun and play with their friends in a way that I think is really entertaining, that I feel perfectly fits the lunch break, is what I call. You know, a 20 to 30 minute video that I can watch with dinner or lunch or something. So that's the next thing for me. That's like, you know, next is, right, I need to get the boys together and we need to record more videos as a group that is more fun and more entertaining to do as together. So it's, you know, stuff like that. So it's all, you know, there's thoughts, like I say, planning is everything. And I think I felt my first real scale-up success in the sense of, like, you know, the problem with content creation and the great thing about it is that there is no ceiling. And it's a problem because you're constantly beating yourself up about not doing more, getting larger, growing more. But then it's a bonus in the sense that, like, you know, I did the Battlefield 6 release and I sat there and I thought, well, if I can do this for Battlefield 6 and I can make this release a massive scale-up for me, then I can do the same with Modern Warfare. And if I can do the same with Modern Warfare, I can do the same with Hell Let Loose. If I do the same with Hell Let Loose, I can do it with War Dogs. So it's stuff like that, really. 110 FOV, Tyrone. Been watching you, Tomo, Stod, and Westy for years. And yeah, and I think the next thing for me, personally, DG, is I want to build more of a collective community out of that. I want to have a group Discord for me and the boys where everybody can find games in a group, and our mods, perhaps, from some of our live streams can kind of coordinate and talk to each other and have their own sort of mini community. And I think that's kind of the next thing for us because, you know, we're really lucky. You know, this group isn't planned. It wasn't, you know, something that, you know, we you know, it's not like we walked into a fiscal boardroom and went, right, guys, I'm going to make this gaming group where we can all be super cool content. Like, we just happened to be mates, and that's how it worked. But I think we are leaving a lot of potential on the table in terms of fun moments, community gathering, community building by not building a centralized location for it. And that's what's next for us. You know, we need to have a spot where we can say, right, guys, this Friday we're doing this really stupid, I don't know, let's say a game comes along like GTA races or whatever. We're going to get as many viewing as possible, have a laugh. You know, or we do an armor reforger operation, and we get as many people in as possible and have a laugh. So that's next on the agenda for me. You know, I've just gotten the office move out of the way, so that's great, which was a kind of logistical challenge in itself. So I've now got kind of capacity to do the next thing, which is long-form video, planning, community nights, stuff like that. You know, the next big thing for me that I feel will make a difference. You know, like, we started it a little bit. We started doing some of the RV There Yet stuff. We started doing some of the more fun, funny streams. And, like, we stopped because we all started getting busy with different things. And I in particular, started getting really busy with the move. But, you know, there are going to be loads of games like that. RV There Yet, Mecha Chameleon. And not having a dedicated, like, stream for it or, you know, a dedicated evening for it, I feel is wasteful. So, yeah, I mean, that's what's next for us. I mean, we all... You know, I saw the boys on Wednesday, and we all know that DMZ is going to be a big thing for us this year. We all know that, you know, our content planning this year is heavily around DMZ. You know, because DMZ is great. It's an extraction shooter. It's going to have storytelling. It's going to have fun moments. So, you know, that is the big one for us next. But we have to be, before we can even think about content for DMZ, I think we need to build some better bones to be ready for it, some better structure to be ready for it. So that's kind of what's next for us, I think. And cheaters. My God, will there be cheaters?
Check your missions.
So yeah, I mean, at the very bottom of my whiteboard, I have short-term, you know, this is what I'm doing today. You know, like editing a video, putting a thumbnail together. And then I have long-term, all right, we need a group Discord for all the fellas and our communities. We need, you know, I need to, what I really need to do is message more people like Tom and be like, right, lad, let's record this. So it's just stuff like that, really. And, you know, I know you guys see the live streams and you see all the work that goes into it. And that's great, and I love that. But, you know, a lot of the building around that happens in front of a whiteboard off stream. And I actually kind of like that part about it. You know, I like planning and I like building ideas, and that's kind of what draws me to content creation. The next thing for me is taking that planning and executing it to a better level. I've got some really fun ideas now that the office move is over that I'm really excited to bring out. Short form video ideas, long form video, just a lot that I've been tinkering with behind the scenes, just to be ready for not only DMZ, but the in-between stuff as well, doing some armor community nights and stuff. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. You know, the office move was, I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but you've just kind of changed space, but the whole point of changing space was to optimize my workflows more, have a better space to produce content. And honestly, workflow optimizing is the most important thing. Like, you know, it's no different to any other job. It's like, how can I build efficiency? How can I build content pipelines that make more sense? Like fixing the stream PC to have alerts, and then fixing the stream PC to have, like, not even just the alerts, but like fixing it so that I've got a replay buffer that I can easily use to take short form content out of the stream and put online. Stuff like that. We're getting very technical here, folks. You're learning a lot about content creation that you probably would have never learned elsewhere. That I promise you.
Listen up. Detected locator beacons in the area. Secure and calibrate them.
Got a mission objective over there. Let's move.
Yeah, I've heard Xbox is having a bit of a panic attack.
Like they're coming for you. Stay alert.
What IEMs to use? Exclamation mark specs. I'm doing good, Cozy. Yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Like I say, you know, the end of year, I just want to get all the guys together more because I think we all have more fun when we're making content together. And I think if we had a bit more structure to it, we could, you know, make more content, do more things together. So that's the goal for me. And you're going to see a lot of that this year. I think I've, yeah, other than Star Dad, who's got a child to look after, I think I can get some serious content grind out of everybody this year. The problem I have right now is that this dude is hunting me. He is getting closer.
That was some solid work. Way to get it done. Good. You're off your backs.
He is going to go for me when I go for this. Mate, RAM prices are nuts, innit? Who are the top creators you want to work with more? I don't really look at it like that. I kind of look at it as like there is a sort of category. Like I think, you know, I always tell people, and it sounds really cringe because I do play with Tomo, but I think Tomo is a perfect example of a content creator that I would love to emulate because I think he does this. Again, like, you know, I don't think people appreciate the amount of editing and planning that goes into the content that he makes. And, you know, I told him when we were at the LA event, like, I think he's extremely talented. So, you know, I don't really look at it in terms of, like, these are the big creators I want to play with. I kind of look at it as, like, any creator I'll play with. I don't care whether they're, you know, 1 sub or 1 million subs. Just as long as we have good rapport and good fun. Normally I would say agencies find you. You don't really look for an agency, agencies will find you. I miss Frankie on PC emulator editing, not gonna lie. And like, I grew up on that. You know, I grew up on Frankie on PC videos. So that, you know, when I look at like Tomo's videos and I look at Frankie's videos and stuff like that, that's what I want to do. That's the next step for me, you know? The next step for me is like I wanna be able to create those mental videos that just require a bit more thinking and a bit more recording and a bit more pizzazz to them.
Enemy contact.
But I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think we're gonna see a lot of it with the MZ.
I don't like the look of this.
I feel like as a creator, sometimes it's very easy to lock in on, right, this is what I'm doing now, and then I'm going to do this. And then you kind of forget the meta planning, the larger sense of planning. You know, for me, it's been like, right, okay, I need to go do this so I can be ready for this so that I can do this, like, especially with the office move. And now it's like, right, well, I'm ready, done the office move, so now I could just focus on this is what I want to do, this is what I want to make, and this is what I want people to know me for. This guy's being incredibly annoying, and I'm going to batter him for it.
Ordnance inbound. Get clear.
That is mental, by the way. I've never been hit by 2 artillery shells back-to-back like that in Battlefield 6. Frankie is streaming again. Last week he was streaming every day. Interesting. So I think he ended up doing something mental like corporate law, I think he said in one of his posts. I've literally never been hit by back-to-back artillery shells instantly, so that is a first for me. Oh, interesting. There is a Russian section to the DMZ map that won't be available at launch. So they've got post-launch content for DMZ already, which is very cool. Xbox is down at the minute, Darth. I'm very stoked to see the new DMZ. Definitely the reason why I'm thinking of getting the new COD. Yeah, I mean, I keep saying this to people. I feel as though the new COD has been designed for DMZ. Do you know what I mean? By the way, folks, yeah, I'm going to make this my last game because I do have a meeting to get to. So this is going to be a slightly shorter stream today. But tomorrow we will be back full-length stream. Today I had calls in the morning and calls in the evenings. Apparently everybody wants to do things on a Monday, which fair enough. Yeah, I think the new DMZ is very exciting, and I keep saying to people, like, I feel like Modern Warfare 4 was made for DMZ. But we will have a video tonight. I will say that. We will have a video tonight. There is a video tonight. Watch the video. You're gonna watch it, and it's fun, and it's me and Tomo. Like, yeah, for me, Modern Warfare 4 is not Modern Warfare 4. Modern Warfare 4 is DMZ with Modern Warfare 4 taped onto it. And I'm okay with that, because I'm excited for it. It really looks like they went balls deep. I mean, it's got dynamic weather, it's got North Korea and South Korea, and an extra part of the map is Russia, which isn't in the game at launch. Vehicles, smarter missions, it's got proximity chat where it travels, like the voice travels around the physical objects, like in Arc Raiders. Like, that's and it's first person, which is one of my put-offs for Arc Raiders. All of that sounds very exciting to me.
You're gonna hit the ground running, but keep your eye on the prize. Secure intel, complete missions. Get it done.
We will be landing flat view. Oh, and also I had my setup video this week. If you're not following me on Instagram, it is just the Tactical Brit everywhere. I'll be posting a long setup video on the main channel, but I'll also be posting lots of really short, 1 minute long kind of, you know, explainers of my setup on Instagram. So feel free to watch that over there. TFN, good to see you, boss. I've just had this guy roll behind me. God, that could have gone badly. Well, more badly than it nearly did. But yeah, full-blown setup video. I'm going to explain everything that I use, why I use it, what it does for me. So it's going to be really cool. New chair stuff as well.
Your eyes on some light rounds.
Missions updated. Review them when you can.
Loving RedSec. Yeah, I think RedSec's good fun. I think there are some elements of it that I feel could be better. But I think it's an underrated mode at times. Abdan, good to see you, boss. Now, I'm looking forward to doing the setup video. It'd be cool to show you guys, like, the ins and outs of the tech I use. Because there is a lot of tech in this room. And I mean a lot of tech in this room. I don't even know.
Got a new mission for you.
I don't even know what the finite, like, what, I don't even know what the final value of this office would be in terms of tech. Like, I dare not even think about it, really. Because the main PC alone's got to be... Right, just carrying on shooting. Probably not your best bet, mate. I would probably hazard to guess that the total value of my setup is in the region of 15k. Possibly.
All right.
But it's hard to
Mark on your map.
calculate in my head. I mean, the main PC alone is probably 5 grand, if not more. Yeah, mouse settings coefficient to 0 definitely is a strange feeling at first, but I find it's way more consistent. Because my main PC has 8 terabytes of Gen 5 NVMe SSDs in it, which at the moment, based on the surge in pricing for storage, have probably gone up to nearly $1,000 each. 5090, 9950 X3D. My RAM kit, which I purchased for less than 200 quid when I first got it before the memory crisis, now costs £700, which is mental. The best deal, now the best deal I ever got in this room, is the PlayStation 5 Pro. I got it for £429. It was an open box deal on eBay from like Argos warehouse or whatever, which means that the box had been opened, but the console hadn't been used. Got 429 quid with a small discount on top of it. That's the best deal I've had in this room. Yeah, I mean, buying a PC before the RAM apocalypse is honestly... It's like buying GameStop shocks before they decided to suddenly become mental. Game's gone. Game's well and truly gone. I keep telling people it's going to be really interesting to see the impact on... Like, one thing I think is so gigabrain from War Dogs is War Dogs have spoken about how, like... How they don't... You know, they have a mode where the game just runs on really bad computers. And, like, now that we've got this sort of RAM crisis, it's such a genius move from them. Because there are going to be so many people playing that game on, like, low to mid-tier PCs. What of the TV? Honestly, actually, you're right. TV might be close. TV might be close. So, for context, the TV behind me is an LG C5 OLED Evo. So it's, I believe it retailed originally for £1,799 in the United Kingdom. Now, normally you end up catching them for around 1,200–1,300 quid, usually, is what you'll get them at a good deal at. I went into Costco, and when I was in Costco, my goal was to buy a rotisserie chicken. I went into Costco with full intents and purposes of buying a rotisserie chicken. I left Costco with a television. Because for some unknown reason, I think they'd over-ordered the TV. This TV was £729. So, like, a full, basically £1,000 off of retail. So I remember I went in there with my dad. And I walked past it. And I went, no, that can't be right. And then I asked the guy at the store, I'm like, is that price correct? And he's gone, yep, that's what it's at. I just looked at my dad and said, yeah, mate, that's getting purchased today. I don't know if you had any plans to put anything in your car, but that is getting purchased today. Yeah, I don't use any of the built-in LG app stuff, Avdan. My LG is hooked up to an NVIDIA Shield Pro. So mine just defaults to the Shield. It's like HDMI-C seed up, so it just turns on. Went for a rotisserie chicken, came out with a TV and a rotisserie chicken. So, you know, when you look at it that way, you can't really be all that upset, can you? Who doesn't like a rotisserie chicken? I mean, gosh.
Check your missions. You've got a new mission.
I mean, that is the most Costco story imaginable as well, like... And that's how they get you, you know? That's how they get you.
Someone's knocking out equipment that you're using. Find them and end them.
I don't like a rotisserie chicken, that's because you, Anushka, are utter woke nonsense, alright? You freaky little vegetarian, alright? Be a real man, get some hair on your chest and eat a chicken, mate. How about that?
They took out a tracker. Step it up.
Yeah, I hear Windows has disabled them from doing that now, Avdan, which is interesting. It's the Audi middle aisle on steroids. Hey, thank you very much, Rambo. I appreciate you, boss.
Enemy shut down a sensor. Don't let them get to any more.
bit sweaty, that. How did I fail? What do you mean I failed?
Okay, this mission didn't pan out, so shake it off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the Game and Nexus stuff after the LTT stuff, which just honestly felt like a hit piece more than anything else. But they are, like, what I will always respect them for is their ability to change things in the industry. Go for a chicken, come out with a garden shed, speedboat, and you're landlocked. I mean, they're also home of the greatest deal of all time, which is a drink and a glizzy for £1.50. You know? And everybody loves double fisting their glizzy. Let's be honest. You know, you can all pretend to be men of culture and lie to me and say you don't like double fisting a glizzy. But when they're £1.50, surely that's for everybody. You know? That isn't Costco's hot dog. That becomes the nation's hot dog. Just gonna dump that there to repair itself. What of the nation's hot dog?
You're out of second chances. Light them up and stay in the fight.
Sorry, am I losing my mind? Yeah, Sergio. Is I'm kind of curious where this is gonna. Well, I know where this is going, but can't believe he's done this.
Got a new mission for you. Details on your map.
What weapons am I using? RPK-74M and a ground loot M4A1 at the minute. Terrible time to be this guy. As a glizzy dual fister myself. A passionate glizzy dual fister, some would say.
Request immediate support here.
I read you. Here it comes.
The responsiveness of RedSec feels a lot better today, I don't know why.
Check your mission.
I'm pretty sure you'd dual fist anything given the opportunity, Anushka. Make of that what you will. Yeah, I need a VAR decision on that one. You might. You might actually. I mean, I used to like Warzone for what it was, but I think they need a big reset. Like, the anti-cheat's terrible, the gunplay isn't particularly fun anymore, the game looks like it was made in 2002. Like, Battlefield RedSec on, like, the lowest possible settings somehow looks like Warzone on Ultra. And whilst graphics aren't the most important thing in the world, the game does look like a mobile game at this point. I'm not saying it's important, but it does look a bit wank. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have any more missions for you, but that doesn't mean it's safe out there. Keep your guard up.
just think Warzone has lost a lot of the things that made it appealing to most people, which was just fun, sandboxy gameplay that wasn't mad sweating. But maybe Modern Warfare 4 will fix all of that. I think a Modern Warfare game with a big reset, like guns that, you know, Modern Warfare weapons or Modern Warfare map, just make the game Modern Warfare again, because that's what made Warzone good. I like Blackout back in the day, Pippa, yeah. I don't know, I don't know if it works these days. But like the thing with COD, and this is the thing that even if Warzone right now was the best gameplay loop since sliced bread, and it, you know, they fixed everything else in the world, it still just has the worst anti-cheat of any video game. Like, it's not even close. Like, you are almost guaranteed in Europe to run into a rage hacking quad from China on more or less any public game, ranked game, so on and so forth. And for that reason, it's just not worth playing. Thankfully, DMZ will hopefully be a little bit cleaner, because obviously it will cost money. But yeah. I can never not give Battlefield more credit for how well they handled Javelin anti-cheat. A real anti-cheat that actually works. Is it perfect? No. Have I ran into many cheaters in Battlefield? No. Am I second questioning every single death? No.
Feels dangerous. Use caution.
Will it not be like Ark with game sharing on Steam? I'm not sure. And that is a very good question, but I'm not sure. But Ark is very cheap, whereas COD will be $69.99. And also, I believe on Steam that if you get banned on one account, it bans every account associated with the share. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, so I might be wrong though. Yeah, I think that's what's disappointing. You know, I die in Battlefield and my immediate instinct is just to say, for the most part, that somebody did a really good play or that I enjoyed what they did. I die in COD and I can't do that. I die in COD and my thought process is always, okay, well, what weird shit was he doing? God, I've got that Gunson burner on me. And I like that. I like, especially in ranked environments and gameplay environments, I like being able to appreciate players who outplay me. Like that guy there is just absolutely battered me with headshots. Fair. I don't have to worry about it. I'm just like, yeah, look, I tried peeking him and egoing him, and he fucking beat the shit out of me. You know?
Next time, step it up.
Keeping his head glitches about him. If he's smart, he realizes there is a redeploy beacon to his right. I mean, whoever this is, he's probably a pretty reasonable player. I like that he went back to the head glitch cover. Although he is losing a lot of plates here. The guy who he's fighting is decent. Now the other guy, like, you know, this guy's obviously pretty good at the game, but the other guy he's playing against isn't terrible either. I like that he's flanking from a entirely different angle at this point. Based on the smoke grenade, I would say that the other guy has also done that. Oh my god, he's just had his head torn off. GL bomber. Closing the gap. Oh, he's getting battered. He's panicking. He should have stayed in the same spot. Nerves of steel. Nerves of steel. He's got him. Push him. What are you doing? Bloody hell. Nerves of steel. GG. Very well played. El Bomba. But hey, folks, thank you very much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. We will be back tomorrow. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for saying hello. We will go and raid a fellow brethren of ours. Let's go raid somebody a bit different. Let's go raid somebody smaller. Never seen this person before. Sorry, don't really know who they are. I want everybody to join them on the raid and say Butterfield. Just Butterfield, nothing else. Thank you very much, folks. I will be back tomorrow, and I will see you there.